Record.
Yeah. And I'm just pressing recording now, without any pressure, but just because I felt like it was important to bring maybe a couple of summaries to the conversation that we had today. Um, and maybe I share or like you can share your main things that came through, and then I share my things that came through mainly as like a little summary.
Sounds good. Okay, I'll dive in then.
Yeah.
Um, so I came to the call with some quite big business questions around decisions that I need to make in the next few days, and about encounters or pieces of the puzzle that are arriving in human form. And I knew that I couldn't get those answers in my mind, but I could. And I know my intuition quite well, but there's a limit to not getting, it can get clouded with fears and previous experiences and projections and fantasies. So I came to the call because I know that Paleta is a intuitive sounding board through her body and the connection that we share with our bodies. And I came with 4 questions. The first being to get a read on what this relationship with Rachel is, who is another new earth builder. We've had a real divine collision and a huge connection, and she's sparked, she's touched something in me that has made me want to start my creative process again after being in a slumber for 18 months. And the discussion was around trying to understand how to place the romance that's brewing between us, but not in a conventional box, and that the aliveness between us was created when it was liberated. And the minute I try to put a label on it, it kills the aliveness. So we just explored that. And Paleta was able to confirm that it's not a traditional, we can't see it in a traditional romantic sense. And it's not about, that's not the medicine here, or the journey, or the project, or the growth, or the gift. And that just is a confirmation to all of the confusion I've been feeling around it. And also confirmation that we are literally building the new without a rule book through our bodies, which is a beautiful thing. We also discussed, I had clarity in the last week about evolving my brand and involving it into from brand to world. And I needed to ask some questions around the name and the logistics of the company structure, and Paleta was able to really clarify that it is an integration and an evolution, and that this new texture I'm feeling is true, and it's like bringing that into my old practice. And there's the masculine and the feminine, and kind of, I guess it's the integration piece. And then we also discussed the beach club in Calabria, which I always had a dream when building Copson. I would one day take over this beach club because it's perfect. It's like 80s on the beach, untouched. And that opportunity has come up. And it's been really sticky for me because there's so much karmic ancestry in that part of the world. And I've done so much work with the land, and there's lots of fears and mafia-based fears, which are very real fears. And I guess this is the biggest nugget of information that I got from the session. I was about to throw that in the bin and say, no, it's old. But actually allowing it to be a celebration of the bridging, and inviting both audiences and both energies, and creating an experience that has both the essence of Copson, the cool, sexy brand, and the depth of erotic female eros. So mantra and the more working with the unseen worlds and bridging those two things together. And all of this information has just provided a holistic view of everything that's happening, and that it's all making sense. It's all arriving at the right time, and that it's all part of the path, and that it can all exist. Nothing has to be thrown away. And we discussed the name. I think it needs a new name. And for me, this session is just, I guess, as a sounding board, when it comes from the body, it's just pure truth. There's nothing to question. There's nothing to research or read about. Like, I trust Paleta's view and feelings and intuition that comes through when we have these conversations. And I am going to bring her on as a board member in the New Earth Way. And it feels fun. It feels playful. It feels like we're building from such a true place, embodied female truth. All that I keep getting is truth. There's no distortion. It is, if it comes from the body and in that real felt sense, then it can only be true. And that's the place we're building from now. Like, this is full confirmation and clarity for me. And it removes so much stress, so much research, so much mind confusion, and just it's penetrates straight to the truth. And that's fucking amazing. That's how I am viewing this. It's a real true gift of precision and power and truth. And it feels, if we can work together in this way, I feel like it's the speed is unstoppable because it's so simple. And that's the power. That's the feminine power. And fuck yeah. That's all I can say right now is fuck yes to us landing here and finding this way of working. So over to you. What did you get from this integral session today?
Thank you.
I've got a horrible COVID.
Thank you for all the summary and the shares. And I think for me, linking right into what you said lastly before we started recording is like, wow, look at us. This is how we do business. Like literally us coming together, having conversations, you inviting in my perspective and my intuition that comes deeply through my physical sensations. That's my strongest sense, like as in it is a psychic ability, as in like clairsentient, and it's just getting stronger and stronger, whilst I also hear messages whilst you're talking where like, okay, there, that's true, that's not true, no, yes, here she goes, yep. So it just kind of comes through, and it was beautiful that we can soundboard in this way, and you call it the ping. When you get the ping to be like, oh, there it is, okay, so you can reflect it back to me. And that truly is such an honorable way of working, of doing business, of shifting the paradigm of what work looks and feels like in your bodies. Like, it's possible to feel at ease in your body whilst doing incredible, impactful work. It is possible to be relaxed in your body whilst potent messages, powerful messages are coming through. If you trust, if you are with also the people that have invited your energy for us specifically, you know, and that we can really work in this way. And as you said, we are leading and pioneering these new ways because people are not yet familiar with this, and no one has given anyone permission that this is a way of working, which I think we are part of it. We are part of the people who are giving permission to operate and to work in this way and to create impact in the world, which were, for me, I noticed that it's what I'm actually basically offering is the permission to drop from the head into the body. And that's what I do with movement and with my sessions, and that's what I do in here as well, because you get to clear out your mind and you drop back into the body. And I just reflect it back to you where the signals come from, was like a yes or a no, or like, yeah, So that came through very strongly for me. Confirming how important it is to build with people you trust, to build with people you feel safe with, who see you, who want to see you win, who want to see you build, who like want to support you in your vision. And that you can be collaborators and you're puzzle pieces of each other's journey. When you find these people, you are part of their puzzle piece and they are part of your puzzle piece to unlock all these codes that are actually there present for you to be released. And with that being said, to continue to put in the energy and effort to have regular sessions with those people, which is what you and I have been talking about, that we just want to meet very regularly to have these exchanges. And even sometimes it can be quicker over the phone. It doesn't always have to be like a 90-minute session, but that we move forward in this way of like, cool, quick drop in, like, what do you feel about this? What's coming through? Do you sense a pain? Is there anything? If we need an extra backup, on something that seems just not quite clear for us in our own experience. And for me personally, yeah, the what you reflected back to me, moving forward, combining even more my movement and my voice and my insights, and also sharing that with the world, that it's not just either or, it's like really the combination of both, seeing my body's abilities and my movement whilst also hearing my voice with the experience or whatever it is that comes through, that can be seen and heard, which has been feedback from a lot of people that they enjoy. So for me to take up more space with that and invest in that. And yeah, continue working for me with the medicine and potentially just diving deeper into allowing myself to be seen in my other gifts other than the ones that I seem to be known for, whilst also not pressuring it, just stepping into it as it feels good. And also just being true, just staying dedicated in my path and devoted in my path on the medicine in me and the medicine that I can take in order for my medicine to grow stronger and come through more profoundly.
Nice. I feel like there's something that I need to say. It feels like we are both through this process giving each other permission to step into the bigness of what we are becoming. So there's like a future vision that I think we can both see in each other, as well as the present moment. But it's like there's a direction that we're guiding each other down, I think, because we can see it in its purest soul form, or feel it in its purest soul form, beyond the vessel of the body, which is so much important in the process. But there's a deeper guidance going on that allow these decisions, that like the things we talked about today, to just be really quick. Because for me, it feels like I'm seeing you over there. When you talk about something here, I'm like, well, it's really clicked and obvious, because does it fit into this? Yes or no? Like, that's how I can see this is like the wider process for me.
100%. I can really, I can feel that as well, that we see each other in our higher power, if we want to call it like that. So that's why, oh yeah, there's no doubts to it, and there's no like, Oh yeah, it's very clear actually.
Yeah, super clear,
Mhm.
super clear. Yeah.
Love
It's
this.
powerful, potent, powerful, potent, but also really simple and
Mhm.
really like, easy now. I think we've done a lot of work to get here, but in this specific moment, it feels very easeful.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Loved
Great.
it. Love that we made a little summary as well.
Yeah, it's a summary. Perfect.